Another beautiful day in Superior, Arizona. Today I'm just right below the Apache Leap, and I just wanted to show you guys something pretty cool that I found out here a while ago. I was out hiking looking for abandoned mines. It's a whole wall of fossils, brachiopods, crinoids, so it's a pretty cool spot that not a lot of people know about. So if you come out here, make sure you drive a four-wheel drive because the road is a little tough. So I'll put a link to the location in the description. It's a beautiful day, and it always surprises me that I'm the only one out here. I mean, if you ain't hiking, what are you doing? You get to walk this earth one time, might as well walk it. And might as well learn a little bit about it so it's more interesting. I mean, I get so inspired every time I come out here just to learn more and more. I'm gonna take my first break of the hike. It's not a long hike. It's only like, I don't know, maybe a mile and a half. So, but I just wanted to take a break because there's some good examples of chemical weathering going on near me right now. So I just wanted to show them, explain the difference between mechanical weathering and chemical weathering. So mechanical weathering is just a natural breakup of rocks, right? And they kind of go hand in hand. So after mechanical weathering, it increases, rocks fall apart, and increases the surface area and opens it up to be more vulnerable to chemical weathering. So this is an example of chemical weathering right here. Okay, so if we look at this rock, we can see that it's rusting, and there's two main agents for chemical weathering, and that's going to be water and moisture and air. So this rust is changing the chemical composition of this rock right here. So that's an example of chemical weathering. And if you want to see mechanical weathering, just look around. I mean, there's broken rocks everywhere. And I like to make these videos just to help me retain the information better. I mean, learning is so much funner when you get out and you experience learning. So that's kind of why I like to make little stops and talk about different geology features. Here's another really cool example of mechanical weathering. And you can see on this one we have a rich gray, or red, I'm sorry. And it's really vibrant. Let's see if I can get it in the sunlight. Yeah, so you can see the two differences right there. One is rusting, basically, the orangish one. That one's more rusting. And then you have the reddish one. I'm not sure how we get the reddish one, probably just a lot of iron, and then the iron rusts, and then it turns into the more orange one, I'm guessing. So anyways, the chemical weathering is changing this rock. So we have our three main rock types. We have igneous, sedimentary, and then metamorphic. So where do we get sediment from? Where do we get sedimentary rocks from? Well, we start with the apparent rock, right, igneous. And over time, mechanical weathering takes place, and it breaks it down into particles. So the three sizes for the particles, you got sand, silt, clay, with sand being the biggest, clay being the smallest. And over time, those particles fall off, and you'll get different sedimentary rocks with whatever the parent rock is. So that's how we get sedimentary rocks, and then you can get a metamorphic rock anytime there's a change in the chemical composition. So that's our three main rock types, and we know igneous comes from lava or magma. And if you watch my volcano video, we already went over the differences between the igneuses. All right, I'm almost to the wall of fossils, I promise. But while I was walking up here on the steep trail that someone cut out of this mountain maybe 100 years ago, it made me think of mass wasting. And mass wasting, I'm going to read the definition that I wrote down. I bring my notes everywhere I go with me on hikes. I bring like 20 pages of notes because I'm like, just in case I see something and I want to be able to explain it, I gotta have my notes. So I'll just read the definition of mass wasting, and we'll talk about it a little bit more. The process in which rock, soil, or sediment moves down a slope under the force of gravity. Mass wasting is an umbrella term that includes hazards such as landslides, debris flows, rock falls, mudslides. Mass wasting happens because tectonic processes have created uplift, and humans create mass wasting too. And when we oversteepen roads, it weakens the slope's stability, right? The gravity wants to push those rocks. Now that it's steeper, there's more of a chance of the rocks being pushed downward. A few more things to talk about when talking about mass wasting is the shear force and the shear strength. So the shear force is the force acting in a direction parallel to a surface. It wants to push the rock downward, right? Gravity. And then you have shear strength, which is the strength of the connection of the rock to the surface. So if the shear force is stronger than the shear strength of the rock, it's most likely going to fall. So we see a lot of rock slides, rock avalanches, and on highways and freeways where we've oversteepened the road. So whenever you see a sign that says caution, rocks falling, that's mass wasting. That's an example of mass wasting. So I just wanted to talk about that because the trail up here made me think about it. Okay, one more thing about mass wasting. The most important factor to determine the strength of a material is water. So if you have dry material, that's considered moderately strong. If you have moist material, it's considered the strongest actually. And then if you have oversaturated material, sediment, then it's actually the weakest. So in areas where, that's why you see mud flows and stuff, right? Because it's oversaturated everything and it just starts rolling down a mountain. So that's the last thing about mass wasting. All right, I'm at the wall. I'm going to show you guys it up close in a second. So just real quick, remember, Arizona was underwater for millions and millions of years, right? It's been underwater through the Cretaceous period, the Paleozoic era, and the Precambrian period too. I think that most of these fossils in this wall, the brachiopods, crinoids, and maybe some other little stuff, they're probably from the Cambrian period, which was, around 550 million years ago. So it's really cool to come out here and you can actually put your hands on something that's hundreds of millions of years old. So if you ask me, it's better than playing video games in my opinion. Okay, so we'll just start with the side of the wall all the way on the left and see if I can zoom in so you could really see some of them. I mean, some of them are pretty huge. I mean, big brachiopods. And I'll show you the whole wall. There we go. This whole wall is covered in fossils. And how did these fossils get here? Plate tectonics. Also, if you come out here, you don't have to come out here with a hammer or pick if you want to take any home. As a matter of fact, please don't do that. But they're laying all over the ground too. So if you just want to come out here and collect some to take home, you can easily do that without a hammer or pick or anything. You should just leave the wall alone. That way it's here and everyone else can come here and experience it. Go back to the wall. So yeah, that's the wall, and it goes on for maybe 100, 200 feet. It's pretty big, and you can find them all over here. So I'll put the location in the description if you want to come here and check it out. It's not a long hike. I think it's probably only like a mile, so you can probably get away with bringing a bottle or two of water, and it's not too far away from the road, so you're probably not going to get lost. So pretty easy hike. That's it. Thanks for watching.